Hi, fellow Singaporeans. Today is the 6th of February 2022. I came across an awesome video on Telegram and I would like to share with all of you. This is what happens when oppression and tyranny happens in democratic countries. Let's take a look.
World Council for Health on the ground in Toronto. Go Canada! Go Freedom Convoy! Everyone's really peaceful. Police have tried to cordon off the trucks. So right now at Avenue Road and Bloor, very close to the Parliament buildings. Hear the truckers? Alright! So I'm coming up to some police here.
Where are you going? You're into the rally, right?
I'm following this guy, and I don't think he knows where he's going.
You guys are joining the rally, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But it's so peaceful. People are dancing, and
Yeah, so far it's great, right?
everybody wants freedom and sovereignty,
Absolutely,
right? We all do. I know
Exactly.
you're just doing your job and keeping the peace here, but you
That's
know
it.
what? I
Just
wish
at
you could
work.
get out of the car and join us.
No, I wish. A little bit cramped in here. Thank you very much. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you too.
So this is the biggest protest happening this weekend in Canada. So many truckers from various parts of Canada came together and they drove to Ottawa, the capital, a few days ago or maybe last weekend. And Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, actually had to run to hiding. So some other countries are following suit, such as Australia. Their truckers and farmers also come out driving their trucks and vehicles all the way to their capital city, Canberra, and some parts of Europe too. So let's continue and watch the freedom protest, or rather a freedom rally.
Are you guys peaceful here, right?
Thank you.
Everybody's really good. Really peaceful rally. There you go, trucks. They're all jammed together here. Hey, police are very passively here just to actually they're blocking off the street, but still nothing's happening. They're just here, they're paramedics here. These are a lot of paramedics here just in case anyone has any issues.
So currently, the COVID narrative is crumbling worldwide. COVID started in early year 2020 and it's been about 2 years. And several countries by now have fully removed their vaccine mandates, such as UK, Ireland, Scotland, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and some other countries fully remove vaccine mandates. Other countries are easing their restrictions already. Even Israel, which is one of the highest vaccinated countries like Singapore, they are removing their green pass. And of course, in US, there were there are many court cases, and a big win, probably a couple of weeks or few weeks ago, was the US court ruled against Biden vaccine mandate for employees. So in US, companies cannot force their employees to take COVID vaccine or even PT. They, they don't employees cannot even be forced to take like PCR tests or PET tests. So and currently only the healthcare workers in US have vaccine mandate, but even then is being challenged in court right now. And of course, Australia is also easing their restrictions, and we can over the next few or several weeks and months, more and more countries are going to start easing their restrictions one by one. Okay, let's continue and watch the Freedom Rally.
Got it. Media, stop lying, mainstream media. Show what's going on in your own city, Toronto. In every city in the world. Show the world what's really happening. Everybody wants freedom. Free Canada, yes!
Stand back when we do what we're doing now. Get good. Look at this, 24 months for crossing the goddamn curve. What happened? 22 months, lies, deception, hate, division, propaganda.
You see here the police barrier. They stopped the convoy from getting right down to Parliament. But the Parliament's only a block away from here, so it's still very effective what they're doing. See the police line here? The cars blocking them off. Last night we had a convoy of tractors, farmers' tractors that went all around Queen's Park, so they came in pretty quickly after that.
Open up the blockade! You guys are closing down the
Freedom, everybody!
Did you go around the whole block and that?
So this is so the truckers and the farmers tractors and vehicles all come together from various parts of Canada, and now they're in Toronto this weekend, so we can see how the people push back against oppression and tyranny in democratic countries. They protest, they rally, they file lawsuits, they just speak out, etc. But whereas in contrary, Singapore has been a very quiet affair. See, in Singapore, we cannot protest, it's illegal. We do have a place called Hong Lim Park where we can protest and speak out, but we have to apply for permit, and currently during COVID, permit will not be granted. So in Singapore, some people speak up on social media, Facebook, And a few doctors draft letters to the government and post Facebook comments on the Facebooks of the Singapore ministers and Ho Ching, the wife of our prime minister, who is heading Temasek, which is of one of the our state investor. So a few doctors draft letters and posted Facebook comments. Not a lot of lawyers speak up and stand up. And yeah, basically that's it. And one brave woman called Iris Cole, who is the founder of Healing the Divide, she has been most prominent in resisting and fighting back against the tyranny going on in Singapore. But she was arrested and remanded for 2 weeks. She was arrested just before she's about to give a speech about the COVID situation in Singapore with the World Council for Health. So the police arrested her because she was linked to a case. So now she was just released on bail maybe 2 days ago, and we'll just let the court process play out and let Iris Cole prove her innocence. So yeah, basically that's it. That's what's going on in Singapore. It's just a very quiet affair. There's a lot of noise on social media. Singaporeans love to cowboy or complain on Facebook, which is a good thing also because the Singapore government does pay attention to Singaporeans' comments on Facebook. And from all the comments on Facebook nowadays, in response to all the Channel News Asia, Straits Times News on COVID vaccine and mandates, we can see that Singaporeans are disagreeing with it, are against it. Singaporeans are waking up about COVID. And yeah, so that's the situation in Singapore. It's actually very quiet and rather sad state of affair compared to what's been going on in democratic countries where there are lots of protests, rallies, lots of people speaking out, lots of doctors, lawyers, everybody speaking out, lots of lawsuits. Okay, let's continue and watch the rally this weekend in Toronto.
Now we're back
I did.
again.
I've been like all the way down the street.
I feel like you covered a lot more ground than I did.
I think so. I think so.
Thanks for coming out. Hey, thank you. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you for smile.
There we go. All right. That's okay.
So, of course, currently in Singapore, we have one of the strictest COVID restrictions and mandates in the world. Of course, the most cruel and heartless is no jab, no job. So all unvaxxed people, which include vax-free people, people who are partially vaccinated and don't want to take their next jab to become fully vaccinated, people who are fully vaccinated but refuse their boosters, all unvaxxed people will lose their jobs unless they're able to work from home. So that's the most cruel and heartless restriction in Singapore, which we still have right now. And of course, unvaccinated people are banned from almost everything in Singapore, including even neighborhood malls, which are very crucial to the daily living of Singaporeans. So we just have to watch how the Singapore government respond to the world removing all their restrictions in the coming weeks and months. Of course, we know that in Singapore, unvaccinated people lose their job on the 15th of January 2022. People who are partially vaccinated and do not go for their next jab to become fully vaccinated, they lose their job on 1st of February 2022, which is also the first day of the Chinese New Year. And of course, taxi drivers, private hire drivers, they also lose their job if they are not fully vaccinated on the 1st of February 2022. Adults who refuse booster shots will lose their vaccinated status on the 14th of February 2022, which is just about 1 week away. And even teenagers in Singapore are subjected to vaccine mandates and restrictions. So teenagers who do not take their boosters will lose their vaccinated status from the 14th of March 2022. So we just have to watch the situation in Singapore and see how the Singapore government reacts to the world now dropping vaccine mandates and opening up. And yeah, we just continue to watch the situation in Singapore. So thank you.